One universal feature of human language, with the exception of course of languages like American Sign Language, is the existence of a sound system. However, the number and type of phonemes varies from language to language, from as few as 11 to as many as 144. When English language learners enter an early childhood classroom, they have, since birth, learned to distinguish between and produce all of the phonemes in their home language, their first language. As a result, when they speak English, they're perceived as having an accent. This is caused by L1, or first language interference, when a person applies the phonological rules of their first language to oral communication in their target language, which for us is American English. This error has two basic causes. One related to the child's ability to hear the differences between phonemes that are unfamiliar to her, and one related to her ability to move the muscles of her face and mouth to form unfamiliar phonemes. When L1 interference causes a breakdown in communication, the teacher must intervene to identify and teach those problem phonemes, having a negative impact on comprehensibility. Teachers must be able to identify and correct these three issues to help ELLs produce comprehensible speech: the production of vowel phonemes, production of consonant phonemes, and the production of suprasegmentals, such as pitch, stress, and syllable timing. To correct breakdowns in communication occurring from incorrect consonant phonemes production, teachers must be able to isolate and describe these phonemes for themselves before correctly modeling them for ELLs. Problem phonemes in American English may appear in the initial, medial, or final position in the word. The first step toward correcting this issue requires the teacher to find out if the child can hear that sound in each position. Then the teacher must be able to accurately describe the phoneme. This means determining the articulators involved in its production, knowing what these articulators do to the air column, and knowing whether a given phoneme is voiced or unvoiced, also called voiceless. Examining the two charts on page 49 of your text will be very helpful in understanding this. Linguists classify the consonant phonemes of American English into 6 categories based on what the articulators do to the air column. The first category is stops, because the articulators briefly stop the airflow. Bilabial stops like p and b occur when the two lips break the airflow. Apico-alveolar stops like t and d are produced when the tip of the tongue interrupts the airflow when touching the ridge behind the top front teeth. K and g are velar sounds. The back of the oral cavity briefly stops the airflow. American English also has a glottal stop that is produced in the throat. Notice that in these 3 pairs of stops, one member of the pair is voiced and the other is unvoiced. B, d, and g are voiced. This means that the vocal cords vibrate to produce the sound. Place the tips of your fingers on your throat to feel it. In contrast, p, t, and k are unvoiced. The vocal cords don't vibrate. Fricatives are the second category of consonants. In this category, the articulators restrict the airflow but don't interrupt it. These phonemes occur in pairs with one voiced and one unvoiced. Check out the list in Table 6.1 on page 49 in your text. They are labiodentals and v, interdental, alveolars s and z, alveopalatals, glottal. Between the stops and fricatives is a pair of affricatives. These alveopalatal phonemes are produced when the airflow is restricted more than with fricatives, but it is not completely stopped. One of these 2 phonemes is voiced, while the other is not. The 3 nasal phonemes sound like humming. No air flows out of the mouth. Instead, it resonates in the nasal cavity. All 3 of these phonemes are voiced. Liquids are voiced phonemes, produced when the tongue is placed firmly in a position in the mouth. Apico-alveolar or alveopalatal, spitting the airflow. Phonemes are called glides when the articulators, bilabial or palatal, move as the sound is produced. 2 of them are voiced. The third is unvoiced. That while all of the physiological information is complex, it does have an important practical application. Using this information about articulator, airflow, and voicing, a teacher in an early childhood classroom can diagnose significant pronunciation problems a speaker has and provide important description and modeling to help ELLs hear and acquire the phonemes of American English.